Well, hi everybody. How you doing out there today or tonight or wherever you're at? I usually always at night, but I can't believe the sun's still up. It's not even 4 o'clock yet, and I'm doing a video. I've been getting up earlier. So I'm glad to be back. I had a wonderful trip to Arizona to see my brother. I think I already talked about that. I think I did a video since then. And maybe not. And everything just worked out perfect on my trip. Great synchronicity. I just want to remind everybody that with all this turmoil and, crap show that's going on, uh, we just have to remember that mind is the builder. What we think becomes, thoughts are things. So we need to really think positive thoughts, just see everything going perfect. And I almost kicked myself in the butt because I had a great idea about an hour before the eclipse of the sun. We're going clear back to the eclipse of the sun. That's how long it's been since I had a good idea. It's been a couple of weeks ago. But I don't know why I didn't get a hold of people or say, or I should have started 6 weeks ahead of time telling everybody when the eclipse went over them to pray for world peace. And tell everybody they knew to pray for world peace while this eclipse was going over, because that would have been so much really good energy. I mean, we could have got thousands of people praying for world peace all around the world. That would have been because thoughts are things. Thoughts create. So anyway, all my life I've been a day late and a dollar short, and I don't think it's going to change at this time in my life. But anyway, that's just a food for thought there. Maybe we can remember at the next eclipse we have, whether it's in the moon or whatever. Um, I've been going through my bedroom and getting rid of a bunch of stuff that I've had in drawers for ever since I moved up here 10 years ago. And it's brought up a lot of different feelings and emotions. And been listening to some old, believe it or not, not even CDs, but cassette tapes, because I still have a player, and I guess I had hundreds of them in there. I didn't realize how many I had. I've thrown half of them away. But things that I had bought over the years and different programs I'd been to, different projects I'd been into. And it was some interesting stuff. And I went back through my jewelry box and brought up this, which is, believe it or not, this is not a Jewish thing, because it's way before the Jewish religions. It goes back to Atlantis and the double pyramid. But anyway, it was just nice going back through that stuff. The pictures on the front of this are my daughter giving her dog a birthday. That sweet little doggy's had a big birthday party every day of his life, and I think he's 13 now. But anyway, they were so cute, I put them on there. Or I'm going to put them on there when I edit it. So, gosh, where do we start? Where do we start? Attention and awareness is a lot of stuff. So we just have to our intention has to be nice to everybody we see, meet, and if they're not like-minded, to also have a good intention. Just bless them and go on. I mean, there's no reason to argue with anybody about any of this stuff. But we just have to remember that we just have to picture everything turning out beautiful. And sometimes that's a lot easier said than done. But anyway, I thought I'd bring that up. And then we got so many questions. I've whatever. I don't even know where to start, to tell the truth. Let me put this thing down here and light them up a little bit so I'll be able to read them. I didn't realize I didn't have them lit up. And let me put this over this so the light don't shine in my eyes. When I turn it on, it shines in my eyes. So we'll get it in a minute. So, what's going on here? Everything, I guess. I have some of these are older ones that are coming back more apparent now. Some of them are new ones. One thing I want to talk about is Bill Barr. Start with a gory subject. Bill Barr did his 180 away from Trump because he was afraid he might be going to jail with the rest of them because he knows how the law works. He knew pretty well Biden was going to win, and he was afraid that they'd all be in jail in a couple of months after the election for what they had done. So he didn't want to get involved in that, so he took off and ran away from that. And then because he did, and Trump started bad-mouthing him, and he thought this was all going to get over with right away, some of these indictments, and it'd be done, dusted and powdered and done. So then that's when he started making all the rounds, talking about what an idiot Trump was and what a dummy he was and how everybody hated him and nobody trusted him and, on and on and on, trying to get on the right side of history, of the pendulum. Well, now, because everything's been delayed and there's been all these deeper investigations, he knows his ass is in trouble. He thought this would just all be smoothed over and forgotten, and the rest of them would, like I said, be all done by now. But it's not all done. So now he's worried about maybe big legal expenses, maybe going to jail or something before this is over. I really feel like he is. And he, how would I put this? So now he's buttering Trump up because he knows it would be a long shot. I mean, to me, I don't think the man's an idiot, so I know he knows it's a long shot that Trump could possibly get elected. He's not going to, but in Bill Barr's mind, he's thinking it could happen. And if it could happen, he wants to be backing Trump 100% so he can get pardoned. So everybody's been asking what's behind this Bill Barr doing another turncoat deal, turning from one to one to one. He's just covering his ass. That's all it amounts to. He's just covering his own ass. So that's what's going on with that. And I could draw some cards on him to see what's good. Let's draw some cards on him, see what's going to happen. It's not like I draw cards in between times. Since he was all about the law, I'm going to use these cards. I haven't used the Golden Tarot in a long time. I used to use them quite a bit, and they've been in the drawer. There's only a couple of them I like to use I like to use the Brilliant Tarot and the Golden Tarot for political cards. This is the Brilliant. That's what I usually use. And these are the Golden. Everybody's pretty familiar with them. I think a lot of the readers use them a lot. So let's go into Bill Barr. What's coming up for Bill Barr? Nothing's coming up in the next 2 or 3 months. So let's start. Let's look at Bill Barr next year, starting next January, after the elections. Let's look at Bill Barr. I'll say it that way, but we're going to say Bill Barr. But I'm asking, whatever. I know these cards are going to pretty well confirm what I just said. It's just covering your own ass is what he's doing. Thinks he's might end up getting indicted and getting in trouble because there's a lot more. They're going a deeper dive on this stuff than he thought. He thought they'd just go through, get the great ones on top, get the poor little peons that went in and did all the beating up on the cops and stuff during the insurrection, and then he would just be in the middle and be out of it because he said the right thing at the right time. And nobody has a memory over 2 days anymore, so he just thought, well, I'll get out of that. But now he's wondering and I think part of this is Michael Cohen wanting that paperwork for when they tried to throw him in jail, because that was really, really illegal when they put him back in jail and put him in solitary confinement because he was going to publish a book. So I think Bill Barr thinks his ass is in trouble. And I think the Supreme Court thinks a lot of people's asses are in trouble. I don't mean them, but I mean, I think that's why they're fighting Jet Smith like they are, because they know that he's good at what he does, and trying to get some stuff done right, and they're afraid, because if he ends up getting everything through, they might even end up coming after them. So that's what it's about. Some of these cards might be upside down. They've been stored for a long time. So let's see, for Bill Barr. Nothing's going to happen to him in the next 5 or 6 months. But let's see, coming into 2025, Bill Barr. Got cards going all over here. These are newer and slicker than I'm used to. I wore out one deck like this already, and then when I got my new one, for some reason I never got into it that much. I had switched by then. Forgot how they're harder to go through because they're slippery and they're big. Slippery and big. So, and these are all combobulated. Maybe we'll just follow them that way. See what comes out of here. Well, his signifier is the strength card. So I don't know if he's going to be strong or there's a lot of strength coming after him. Let's see what's over the signifier. So we got but this is women's energy. And and eternal energy. When women start coming after men, they're smarter and they come from different angles. So I think this is really not, but it could be him realizing how much trouble he could be in. He's always kind of had angels protecting him. And I don't mean angels from heaven love Bill Barr. Believe me, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's always had angels kind of just getting him by and everything, or maybe it's his spirit guides that came in with him. I mean, he's been on the cusp so many times of being in trouble, and they've always been there to help him. We got a 9 of coins. Upside down. I think maybe somebody's blackmailing him. And there's treachery around that. So yeah. I think he's literally paying somebody off. Look at this. And maybe he's paying somebody off by saying he's backing Trump. Maybe that's one of the payoffs. But there's treachery around this. And I'm not used to using these cards. I looked at this Ace of Coins and thought it was the 4 of Cups here. Yeah, I'm not used to this deck. But yeah, this could be money changing hands. Strength, because there was a lot of money involved, a lot of money changed hands. And then Trump was out and he thought all of them was going to go to jail except him. He thought it was going to be quick. But then I think he's being blackmailed. And I think maybe the offer was just recently made. Here's the offer up over this reading. This just happened recently. I mean, or maybe it was the reminder, I've got this here, I've got that there. Now, what it could be on stuff he did while Trump was in office. It could be stuff that Trump has on Bill Barr and maybe his dad to do with Mr. Epps. I don't know, but there's, I think he knows somebody's got the material on him, and I think he's paying it back some way. He doesn't want to have to spend any of his ill-gotten gains on pay it all out on legal bills. That's part of it. But even, and he thinks if he does get prosecuted or set up to get prosecuted, if Trump gets in, he'll just whatever, pardon him. But whatever's going on with him, he's losing sleep. This is in his seventh house. And I don't think this is a health problem. Got the Nine of Cups in his in the health center, which it's upside down, so it's not that great. So that he's already got a lot of medical bills and stuff, but he's got good insurance, so he's not worried about that kind of stuff. But this is in the seventh house. He's really worried about something coming out. Ooh. And this is for entertainment only. But what's he worried about coming out? The death. So maybe he's even worried about something to do with what happened at the jail when everybody went to sleep and was drugged and all the cameras went out when Epstein said goodbye. That's the best way to say it. Because what he's losing sleep about, I thought it was straight blackmail. Well, it could be somebody blackmailing him because they know he was behind this. But this is something to do with somebody dying. So he figured if he jumped right on the high ground right after the insurrection and used that for the deal to do it, because he knew Trump had lost. So he'll jump on the high ground on the other side and take the high road and start pointing fingers and saying names before everybody's pointing at him, just like the rest of them. So that was the motivation to have been where he's been the last 3 years. But this switchback, and we got the King of Cups here, as he was told not to support Biden. Okay, who told him not to support Biden? Trump. So he got his orders from Trump. But why did he get his orders? I mean, you would think that the way he's been talking and you know, most people it's not paying attention. I mean, Trump's already calling in all these world leaders, but they're just the asshole world leaders and the dictators and stuff. He's trying to, you know, mess with the whole world. He's a broken down king. Totally broke. Maybe more than one. Look at all the cups spilled over. He's already lost whatever he had. He's lost most of it. He's on his way down, but he's still threatening Bill Barr. So I think that's what's going on here. We got Trump threatening not backing Biden because he's being threatened by Trump. Bill Barr was always just trying to take this high ground or that high ground to keep the media off of him and to keep everybody from the treachery he committed. Well, what treachery did he commit? He's responsible for somebody dying. And he knows that it's not, somebody's got the facts on it, which is probably Trump. It's probably one of the deals in what's her name? Obama's something buried at that golf course. But it might be where all that stuff's buried. I keep thinking more than a record. I think he's got blackmail material in there. So we've got him worrying nights, worrying about family money and family whatever, everything. He said he wasn't worried about his name or anything before when he was doing all this stuff for Trump, but maybe he's had time to think about it. He's paying somebody off to keep some things quiet already and maybe been paying them off. Here's the payment card. Somebody's made him an offer. And then he started with the feminine strength. So he started with a lot of fortitude, and it looked like it wears down. So it looks like it ends up that's why it's going on, that Trump is creating this because he has a lot of stuff on Bill Barr. The Bill Barr don't want out there, something that could literally put him in jail the rest of his life, which ain't going to be too long. I think he's as old as I am. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot. He's afraid of Trump. He's afraid of him. So anyway, let's put these back in here and see what. It looks like this bond's not going to go through. Let me get my pen out so I can mark this stuff, or I'll be reading 5 minutes. I don't remember what I read on and what I didn't. So this is an old one, but I'd already written it down for today, and then I found it back on my old deal. It was like, well, Letitia James seized Trump's property. It looked like, no, he wouldn't. It's not going to happen. But now what's going to happen? I mean, this is just getting to the point of being ridiculous. Everything they're letting him get away with, nobody else on this whole planet would get away with. And why? What are they afraid of? I mean, New York didn't blow up because they put him on trial. I don't know what they thought they were going to do, fight in the streets, or who knows where this reasoning's coming from. We'll never know. So let's ask Letitia James, is she going to end up, I'm just going to draw 4 cards for this. Are they going to start liquidating Trump's property? Are they going to liquidate Trump's properties? Start on it. Well, in the past, you always said he was the king of coins. He could come right up with it. In the present, here's all the phony offers he's making, which aren't standing up. He's not in charge of making these offers. It's him that's supposed to be paying. And the challenge is the bully card. And sometimes, for some of the readers now, this card has turned out to be Jack Smith, but that's not the challenge on Letitia James. He's not involved in this one, but is he just going to give up and walk away from this and let him do it? Or, I mean, you can't just pull his money out of your ass. He's going to have to come up with it, or either there is no law and order, no matter what they say. It doesn't matter whether he wins or loses, he still ends up winning. So let's see what's going to happen. Here's him trying to be a bully about it, like he is. Oh, I like this. The outcome is the feminine strength card. That's Letitia James. I'm going to cut these cards and draw one more, but I think she is going to be seizing his property. Justice. Look at that. Look at that. So yeah, here's Trump, the poor broken down king, trying to do his offering, trying to bully his way out of this. And here's feminine strength, Letitia James, and here's justice. So yeah, these cards are saying yes, they're going to start processing some of his properties. I know it's not an easy thing to do because there's nothing he really owns, and it's also it's going to be a nightmare. But still, they're going to start, and probably that 7 Springs first or whatever it is, because I think that's the thing that's the most. It's all just in their family or something. They might start there, but as they start going through it, it'll get easier how to do it. I mean, there's a way to do this. Like I say, it's hard because there's so many different people involved in all these big buildings with stores and stuff in there. But yeah, they are going to. I think Letitia James is going to start seizing his properties. That's what the cards are saying. That feels pretty good, doesn't it, people? I want to thank everybody. I hadn't told mention that might want a card reading that I've read for anybody that might want a card reading, get a hold of me at lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. lynntarotreadings@gmail.com if you're interested. Um, and we'll get you on the calendar because I got a lot of openings right now. I do. Sometimes after I do these videos, I say that, and then I'm booked up solid for the next week or 10 days. But if you'd like to get right in, or even after that, please email me at lynntarotreadings@gmail.com, and we'll set you up and get you on the calendar. Yeah, so those are all the same questions almost on that one. So we can throw this one away so I don't go back over it again. And then I have more people that this takes it off of something away from what's going on now, asking me about Michael Flynn. Where's Michael Flynn going to be in 3 years? Let's do it this way, because we know they ain't coming out after him right now, right in the middle of all this shit. But he's changing all the rules and running all the what in Southern Florida? Was that on here or something to do with his religious crap? Yeah, he's not that all religious stuff is crap, but the kind of crap they're pushing is pretty crappy. So the Flynn family taking over control of Southwest Florida schools and health care. Will the citizens stop this? That must have been one. I didn't say that. That didn't come from me. It must have been somebody. And that's something else. If anybody wants something answered, just put it on my. And that's something else. Do a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel. And just when you make a comment, just make a question on it. And I'll go back and write it down because I've been doing that. And that helps so much. It helps me be able to read quicker because then I know what people want to hear. It's easier to read if somebody else tells me what to read on. So we've got the Flynn family taking control of Southwest Florida schools and health care, I guess. And it says, will these citizens win against this? As we move forward. So let's see what's going on with Mike Flynn. His ass should be in jail. His ass would be in jail if Trump hadn't pardoned him. That's what Bill Barr's looking at. He's just hoping and praying that Trump does get in there so he don't have to worry about going to jail. Mike Flynn. Here, my guides are coming in to help. Maybe I'll get better now. I'm starting to get hot. When I start getting hot, they're coming in. A lot of people get cold. I get hot. Well, he's able to do this because of Trump bringing this energy forward, but we know that. We don't have to look at the cards to know that. Making money off of it, and he likes the idea of having the control, and he's disabling people, and this is not helping nobody. This King of Coins in this deck is not a good, it's a money maker for him. It's causing a lot of hate and discontent and division, and that's exactly what he's going for, is division. He wants to make it a political or religious state. All those people do. So that's what's going on there. Wow. I think Flynn's going to end up in jail. Look at this. This is my jail card, especially in this deck. This is a jail card when this comes up in this deck. I think Flynn is going to end up in jail. Because he's been in conspiracies with some bad people. This is a conspiracy card. here he is trying to take the high ground, like trying to ban books from schools and libraries and everything else. And like I said, just take over, dumb the people down, get them as dumb as he can get them. They can't read, people can read from the internet now. People might start reading books again after all these years. I read books, but anyway. In fact, if anybody likes to read mysteries, I just read the best book I've read in 5 years. I couldn't put it down. It's called The Drowning Woman. And a woman wrote it, and I can't remember her name because I read on Kindle, so I just stamp them in and go. But anyway, it's written by a woman. It's called The Drowning Woman. And it is one of the best page turners I've ever read. Mystery. Anyway, here we go. Yeah, he's just doing anything he can to bury any Democratic ideals, to bury Biden, he's just wanting to bury him. This is upside down. But it's not going to work. Biden's going to come back. This is Biden, not Biden himself. This is the government, the law coming after him. He is a horrible person. This is in his 7th house. Of course, we know he's in Trump's pocket too, but this is the whole MAGA organization. This is chained to the devil, whatever. I think he's part of the devil. I think he's making the rules, and Trump's the one chained to him in some places. But this is the 7th house. This is taking payoffs. There's money going somewhere from somewhere that's going to come out and be his downfall. Real spirit. Spirituality, what would you call it? This is real faith winning out over. This is the Madonna. This is real faith winning out over. This is his hopes and fears, that people will see how phony he is and everything he's pushing. And they will see it. And he's doing this all for maybe you don't love Trump, but he's behind him. He's the one making half the rules and pushing this. So it's all because of Trump. So it looks like he's doing it for the broken down king, trying to cause as much hate and discontent as he can. He's gonna end up being in jail probably before the end of 2025. Back in the 1900s, people better watch me. He's paying off people, taking payoffs, pretending to take the high ground. But the AG and the people in charge of indictments and all that stuff, they know better. They know exactly what's going on with him. In the 7th house, he's working with the devil, doing illegal payoffs or getting illegal payoffs. But this phony Christianity that he's pushing, and I'm not saying all Christianity is phony, but this that he's pushing is not going to work, because here's the real stuff coming in and blanking him out. And also, we've got the 5 of Cups. For the broken, he's doing all this for the broken down king, and the broken down king isn't going to be able to help him. Come next year, the power shift is going to be so much stronger. Once the Democrats go in and take the House and the Senate and the presidency again, they're going to lose most of their influence. Well, BB Yahoo, I you know that's not his name. I can't say it right. The one from Israel. Is he going to go by? They're having elections in September. Is he going to win or not? If he makes it till September, is he going to win the elections or not? And we're just going to do 4 cards on that and see if we can come out with something. Netanyahu, Bibi Yahoo, or whatever it is. Is he going to win his election in September? Just do 4 on that too and see what comes up. I got so many here. No. He's caused too much death and destruction. No, he's not going to win. We don't need but 1 card on that. That's the way I like him. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, helpers. So let me get this over here so I can look at it. Oh, yeah, that question about the Flynn family was from a Larry Samaria. Sumerli. First, I thought it was my cousin. I got a cousin that's Larry Summers when I first looked at it, but it's not. It doesn't have an Li on the end of it. Somebody wants to know if Melania's money's going to be safe. Yeah, she got her money in a safe. She's got her own money in a safe place. We don't have to worry about her. Melania's going to take care of Melania. She always has. No reason to draw the cards on it even. Somebody wanted to know if there would be fair bias or not on this trial, or fair jurors on this trial. I don't know. I haven't read anything on the trial. Let's see. We'll just draw 4 cards on that for see if we can come up with a yes or no. So this trial that's going on right now about this election money, whatever, campaign money, call it what you want to, porn star money. I think they're sensationalizing it by calling it that. It's not really what it's about, but you know how the news media is. But I like the idea of it's a Stormy Daniels trial, because I said 3 years ago she's going to be the first person to take him down. The minute he called her horse face, which is his favorite thing to call everybody, called his own daughter-in-law that for years, till he found other people to call that once he got into politics. So anyway, will the jurors be fair on this trial? That's what we want to know. Let me mark it out, or I'll come back and I'll forget what I'm drawing on. Will the jurors be fair on this trial? The one that's going on right now. There's so many of them, we need to specify that. Trump's losing this trial. I think they got some good jurors on it. Look at this. We got the death card in the present. The challenge is he can't overturn the court systems like he'd like to. Here's the Ace of Swords right on him. And it looks like there's going to be a lot more action in this trial. It's just getting ready to start tomorrow than we thought. Because look at this. We got the 8 of Wands here coming in. So I think it's going to really surprise people. There's been a lot more coming out in this trial than we thought there was. There might be more women involved. We got a Queen of Coins here. A thief here. We know who that is. Payoffs. Secrets revealed. This trial might be a lot deeper and a lot more juicier than anybody thinks it's going to be. Look at all these main arcanas. And I got another one. The star's going down. I like that. It's upside down. So this is Trump. In the present, he's scared to death that this is going to be the death of him, and it very well could be. If it don't give him a stroke or a heart attack, having to keep his mouth shut, having to act like a real person and sit in court. Because here comes the law, here comes the judge. Lot more stuff coming through this, a lot more action than anybody thought there was going to be. The Queen of Coins being the winner. Shows they got the paperwork that theft here, switching money around. Here's the guy robbing Peter to pay Paul. Secrets coming out, a lot of stuff coming out. And the star going down, upside down. Yeah. I think they're going to be fair on this trial, and I think it's a done deal. But I think it's going to be much more interesting from these cards. Look at all these main arcanas. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of 7 cards, I got 5 main arcanas. Yeah, this is a lot more serious, and it's going to do a lot more, I'd say, harm to Trump than most people think. Most people just think, well, everybody knows he's done this already. Yeah, but he hasn't had to have it right in his face where they had to tell him the truth. Haven't done none of that stuff. So, yeah. I think this trial is going to be just the first one going, but it's the way the cookie crumbles once you take a bite out of it, no matter how, even if you keep it out of the milk, it just keeps on crumbling. So let's see, what else have we got here? There was a couple of things. I've talked to a couple of people that they wanted me to ask. See what comes up. I got so much stuff here. Some of them's doubled. Here's okay, this is interesting. Well, that says before the trial. I want to know if he's going to do jail time during the trial. So let me mark this out so I don't try to read on it again, because like I said, when I'm doing these, my mind is blank most of the time. Will Trump do jail time during this trial for breaking the gag order, which is a weird thing to call that, just because you have to act like a normal person, whatever. That's like sometimes he almost reminds me of like The Sopranos, like Tony Soprano. I know I love that show. I watch it every week, and I know it. Even knowing I shouldn't be, I was rooting for him to get away with everything he pulled because you just get hooked in there and you're cheering for that asshole. So makes you wonder what's going on there. The people that are backing him that know he's an asshole, they know he's a crook, they know he's everything negative in this whole world, that he's a divider, that he's trying to run our government, and yet they're pulling for him. So it's a crazy thing. So will Trump end up actually in jail because of these gag orders? Let's see what the cards have to say about that. I mean, even if it's just for 3 hours, I'm for it. I'm tired of his crap. And that's another thing. The news media needs to just frickin' back off. He walks out when he's going in and when he's going out, he says the same stupid shit every day. And it's boring and it's not interesting and it's not anything new. And they need to give him maybe a minute and a half of on TV. Maybe even if I had my way, they wouldn't give him any time. But, you know, it's a big trial, so there ain't no way they're going to give up the notoriety of that. But I mean, it's so freaking boring. It's just like his deals that he goes around and has when he's campaigning. I forgot what they call them right at this minute, but they can rallies. Yeah. It's like a comedian having the same old shit, and that's all they say over and over again to hear the crowd ooh and ah. It's funny how these cards keep getting turned upside down. I keep turning them all back right. So, is he going to go to jail, even if it's just to go sit in it during the court? So he has to shut up because he has to be there. Is Trump going to do any jail time for not being able to keep his big fat mouth shut? I would have swore no, never, but I think I can't see any other way. And have to have a fair trial and fair whatever. I can't see any other way. And I think it's stupid. It's time they start treating him like a human being instead of like some kind of fucking Greek god. I'm just so sick of it. It makes me want to toss it. I know y'all feel this way. So let's see. Is he going to do any jail time? I got a yes card to start now, but I'm going to draw 4. He needs to be gagged. This is the present. Definitely needs to be gagged. This is like 8 different counts coming after him. I think he's done more than them. That's the energy around it. It's a challenge. And we got the star upside down, so I think they're going to treat him like a regular human being. So the cards are saying yes. In the past, they've been afraid of him. Now he's pushed it to a point where they've got to do something. There's at least 8 different counts, probably more by Monday. His light's going out is the star. I'm going to turn that over, but it keeps coming out upside down for him. His light's going out, and this is the yes card. So it says yeah, that he is going to do jail time. First time I've read on it. I'd love to see it. We'll have to see. We'll just have to see. God, I've been doing this. I was going to do this quick, and I've almost been here an hour. Let's see if I can find something interesting to read on. Got a bunch of stuff here. Let's read some cards on Melania. I haven't read on her in a long time. They want to know if her money's safe, and believe me, Melania is taking care of Melania. I can put these cards in here, I swear. I think no matter how I put them in there, they keep getting turned around and turned upside down and coming back out together. So Melania Trump. I'm sure she can't stand him. Melania Trump. Let's just look at her for the next year. Going forward here, how's she doing now and forward? Let's just do it. I'm going to draw 10 cards on her, and then that'll be it, because this thing's already almost an hour long. Sorry about that, people. I'm too windy. I come on here, I don't know when to shut up. I'm just playing with you. It's fun. Write me questions. Send me questions. And I promise, if I can write down 10 or 12 questions, I'm going to come back and do another one in a couple of days. I promise you I'll be back in 2 days if you send me enough questions on the comments. Everybody keeps wanting me to do videos, and I need fresh questions. Something coming from somewhere besides my silly head. So we know she ain't doing any jail time. I just seen the jail card come up. So let's see. Melania Trump, what are you doing? What's going on with you going forward here for the next few months? I just think she's going to come out unscathed. This is her card. This is her signifier. If anybody comes out of this unscathed, it will be her. But she has made some kind of deal with somebody. If everything goes tits up and push comes to shove, she's already made a deal. She don't have to worry about ever being in any trouble for anything. So I was just thinking, what did she make the deal for? For throwing the king under the bus. She made some kind of deal with somebody about something. If it comes to her getting indicted or anything, or like I said, she's already got Trump thrown under the bus in these cards. Because her main concern is the money. This is the 10 of coins. This is in the sky on her reading is a 10 of coins. And she's more worried about the money than anything. And this is a blackmail card. She's also really worried about this case. I know she knows everybody in the world knows he's a skunk and knows that he does this to all of his wives, but she's taken this personally. So it's about this blackmail. But the hardest thing for her is, I guess, probably the prenup, because she's blocked. She would love to be anywhere on earth but in the position she is, which is Trump's wife at this time. But because of the money, because the money means so much and everything going on, she's blocked. That's in her 7th house. She feels really sad since her mom died. She really misses her mother. She lays away at night. Her main hope is to get away from Trump. Is just to get totally away from him. I think as soon as this election's over, she'll be divorced so quick that nobody even see her leave. Yeah, here's the Chariot. Yeah. So she's still got the Star card. She's already made some deals with some people in case, like I said, in case the shit hits the fan. She'll definitely throw Trump under the bus in 2 seconds. Any judgment starts coming toward her and her son. All she's worried about is the money. She knows that, that Trump is blackmailing a lot of people, maybe even her on some level. Who knows what the asshole may be doing to her. People like him like complete control. She's totally blocked where things are now. She misses her mom. But as soon as Trump loses this election, we got the The Eight of Cups in the Chariot. She'll be out of there so quick nobody even remember what she looked like. So that's what's going on with her. Well, I'm sorry I took so long. No, I'm not. But anyway, I hope you're still watching. And if you are, y'all get a gold star if you're still watching. And I really love doing this. I don't know why I don't do it more often. I'm just now really feeling like doing this. If I had more questions, I'd come back and do another one in a couple hours. But I'm going to see how, get this up. And I want to tell all of you just to try to give out good vibes of peace. Just try to envision peace all over the world. Just envision peace, because we need to knit this world together in peace and love at this time. And I know it's really hard to do with all the turmoil that's being created by all the division being plotted against people, but if they could find the root of that, it would go back to a lot of foreign money coming in here, corrupting our politicians. They're right in the middle of this. That's going to be interesting when they all end up in jail, and they are. Anyway, we'll read on that next time maybe, but write comment on what you want me to read on. And bless you all, and have a healthy, safe day, week, year, whatever. Just stay healthy, and namaste.